Whenever issues come up concerning the tithe, a lot of people just throw tantrums and begin to curse and begin to speak words that try to attack personalities instead of looking at the critical issues in view. Man of God the other day said they shouldn't mind one man of God from the south who said that tithing is Old Testament. And he began to say that that man of God needs prayer. He prays that the glory days come back when preachers will drop dead on the pulpit. Just because of mammon, just because of money, you don't want 10%.
A man from southern part of this country is a man that is confused. In fact, we need to pray for him. Needs prayers. Who told you that tithe is Old Testament? I don't know where strangers came from that can see what Jesus said and a mortal is still speaking. How I wish the days of glory will come back so that people will die on the pulpit as they are saying those kind of blasphemies.
Look at the composition of the kind of hearts that these legalistic preachers carry in them. I mean, a heart where they want people to die on the pulpit in the name of glory. But I've got news for you. The glory of God does not kill. The glory of God brings life. It is the departure of God's glory, which is called Ichabod, that death reigns in. There can be no death in God's presence. There can be no disaster in God's presence. In the presence of God is fullness of joy. But that by the side, let's look into the issues, the core issues. The tithe is the tenth. The word tithe means tenth. So if it is not 10, it is not tithe. And he said that tithing is New Testament, is not Old Testament. But he has to first of all define what is New Testament and what is Old Testament. Because Old Testament is not books and New Testament is not books. Because there is Old Testament in New Testament and there is New Testament in Old Testament. So Old Testament is not books. New Testament is not books. Old Testament is a relationship with God that is predicated on human performance. New Testament is a relationship with God that is predicated on the blood of Christ and the work of Christ. That's the difference. So you don't look at testaments by books. You look at them by the proper context of scriptural definition. Jesus said in Matthew chapter 26, this is the New Testament in my blood, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. So the New Testament is in the blood of Jesus. The New Testament is the work of Christ. The New Testament is the finished work of Christ. In Genesis, we have the New Testament in a promise. But in the death, burial, and resurrection, we have the New Testament fulfilled. A man that is born again is born as a result of the New Testament. So his life is patterned in the New Testament, not in some Old Testament, which is predicated on human performance and human efforts. And you know, the legalistic preachers actually always pride on their efforts, their ability, their morality, their strength, how much they love God, what they have done to prove to God that they qualify. They are always bragging. It's always pride. The New Testament does not give room for personal aggrandizement. The New Testament, men sees, it's only Christ that is seen, and it's only Christ and his work that is prominent where the New Testament is concerned. Moreover, remember, when Abraham met Melchizedek, he gave Melchizedek 10% from the spoil of war. Again, don't forget, nobody asked Abraham to give the 10%. It was Abraham's generosity as at that time, which Moses capitalized on and established the law, where people had to bring the 10% to the Levites. It was to the Levites. But it's important you also know that there are no more Levites today. The Levitical priesthood is gone. No Levite is alive today, which means if the dispensation is gone, that law is also gone. Look at Hebrews chapter 7 verse 14. See the way the writer of Hebrews communicated these thoughts when he was dealing with the reference to that Old Testament dispensation. He says, for it is evident that our law sprang out of Judah, of which tribe Moses spake nothing concerning priesthood. Next verse. And it is yet far more evident, for that after the similitude of Melchizedek, there ariseth another priest. Now he's talking about Jesus because Melchizedek was a type. Jesus is the real deal, who is made not after the law of a carnal commandment, but after the power of an end life. Hebrews 7:13. I want you to see what the writer of Hebrews is communicating in verse 13. For he of whom these things are spoken pertained to another tribe, of which no man gave attendance at the altar. Speaking of Jesus, verse number 12. For the priesthood being changed, there is made of necessity a change also of the law. NLT. And if the priesthood is changed, the law must also be changed to permit it. So the priesthood is gone. All the Levites are gone. There's no more Levite today, which means there's no more 10% to be given to any Levite today. The tithe is gone. And then that preacher went forward to allude that Matthew chapter 23, verse 23 is talking about Jesus endorsing the tithe. But Matthew 23:23 is not talking about Jesus endorsing the tithe. He says, woe unto you. That's not a kind word. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees. He's addressing them because they are the people that carry the tithe. So any preacher carrying tithe on his head is a scribe and a Pharisee. And he called them hypocrites. For you pay tithe of mint and anise and cumin, which means all the tithe was predicated on agricultural product, not money, agricultural product. And have omitted the weightier matters of the law, which means the tithe is a lesser matter of the law. A lesser matter of the law. And it says, judgment, mercy, faith, these are the weightier matters of the law. And he says, this ought ye to have done, and not to leave the order undone. So there was faith under the law, and there is faith in the New Testament. The faith of the law is human effort, or is predicated on believing in the promise of Christ. The faith in the New Testament is the faith of Jesus that goes into the heart of the believer through the preaching of his resurrection. Faith by hearing the message of Christ. He says, for a man is not justified by the works of the law, but by the faith of Jesus Christ. By the faith of Jesus Christ. So even the faith of the law is different from the faith of the New Testament. The faith of the New Testament is predicated on the message of his resurrection, which goes into the heart of a man and enables that man to do what a man cannot do without the enablement of God. Now, if you observe, it's law. Okay, tithe is law. Somebody says, why will Jesus speak about the law? Because in Galatians chapter 4 verse 4, the Bible tells us very clearly, but when the fullness of the time was come, God sent forth his son, made of a woman, made under the law. So because Jesus was made under the law, he spoke concerning the law. He spoke concerning the law because he was in that dispensation. Don't also forget, in Matthew 5:17-20, Jesus said, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. What does it mean to fulfill? It means to meet the demands that ordinary men could not meet. So Jesus met the demands that nobody could meet under the law. How do we prove that? Romans chapter 10 verse 4. And I will come back to Matthew chapter 5. For Christ is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone that believeth. Christ is the end. He is the fulfillment. He not only fulfilled, he fulfilled it and took it out of the way. The New Testament believer does not observe the laws of Moses. He doesn't. He walks by the faith of Jesus Christ, and he walks in the Spirit. He lives in the Spirit. He functions in the Spirit. Now back to Matthew chapter 5 verse 17 now. Pay attention. Think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I'm not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Next verse. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled, and he's the one fulfilling it. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments, and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. Next verse. For I say unto you, now this is where the rubber meets the road, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, which is impossible. you shall in no wise or in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. Let's look at the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, what it is. Mark chapter 10 verse 17. And when he was gone forth into the way, there came one running and kneeled to him and asked him, Good master, what shall I do that I may inherit eternal life? Next verse. Jesus said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God. Next verse. Thou knowest the commandments. Do not commit adultery. Do not kill. Do not steal. Do not bear false witness. Defraud not. Honor thy father and mother. Next verse. And he answered and said unto him, that's a Pharisee, Master, all this have I observed from my youth. You know, they're always bragging, these legalists. You know, I know myself, you know, since I gave my life to Jesus, since I gave my life to Christ, I have not done this, I have not done that, I am a good guy, I am bold, nobody can come out and point a finger at me, I am like this. He was bragging like this guy, and this guy was bragging to Jesus. He says, all this have I observed. Then Jesus, beholding him, loved him, and said unto him, one thing thou lackest. Once you start bragging on your credentials, you will always lack one thing.
Welcome back to the Moment of Truth and Enlightening class. You see how Dr. Damina lectured all the tithe collectors, especially the one that is wishing people dead because of money. And we will listen to him now. And please let me know in the comment section who God should struck dead on the pulpit. We've watched Dr. Damina. Now, let's watch Arome Osayi sermon, and let me know in the comment section who should be struck dead.
Everybody is coming to church and say, God prosper me. God is saying, this one is not, where are you? You are not in alignment. If you're in alignment, you don't need to pray for supplies. I will show you. I will show you where grace comes in. Say you are doing one ministry. Is it true? Is it true that you are called to pioneer a ministry? Pioneers are supposed to be few. Very few. Other men, it's treacherous for you to be a pioneer. Oh, Jesus Christ. Because of discipline, they wanted to discipline you, now took off like a tornado and say, at least I can pick word of knowledge, pick people's name, and then you start a project that is not captured in eternity. That's why you need to manipulate people for money. The ones that are called, money comes to them. There is nothing you can reinvent in time. Time is a victim of programs that have been set up, programs that have been written. And that's why Jesus was trying to tell Saul, when Saul was trying to persecute, he said, Saul, why persecutest thou me? Then he gave him a parable. It is hard to kick against the pricks. Do you know the meaning of the parable? What we set up in eternity, you cannot frustrate in time. You only enjoy yourself. It was programmed. It has more authority than you. It is older than Satan. It's older. And they make you a mayor or a member of parliament, and you want to no, calm down. It is hard to kick against the pricks. So people that stand in their purpose, that have the backing of God, are the most dangerous people. Don't fight them. Don't fight them. Look for some other people to fight. Leave them alone. Do you understand it? Christianity is a story of love. Yes, when you love someone, you can pay a price because of that love. When you love God, you can pay a price in your service unit, and you don't need the pastor to come appreciate you. Your motivation is the love of God. The moment the love of God is no longer there, you become mechanical. You are looking for a position. You are part of politics. You are trying to promote yourself. It's a proof of the fact that you are not possessed by the love of God. All things work together for good to them that love God and to them that are the called according to His will. Only those that love God can submit themselves to God enough to begin to implement that purpose. So holiness is separation to God that comes as a result of the fact that we, being recipients of God's love, want to reciprocate that love in doing what will please Him. And for me, that which will please Him is the purpose that He has written concerning me in His studio. When He sees me obeying it, implementing it, you'll be pleased. Are you there? That's the true motivation for holiness. And I don't have time to show you the love story that is captured in the book of the Songs of Solomon. In the Songs of Solomon, it shows us 9 levels of love, still in keeping with this perspective, because love is a golden theme of the Bible. All the sacrifices that you have been through when you were in Delta State, and it doesn't make sense. It's only love, a heart burning with love. It is that kind of love that can quench the darkness of territories. A man is still against hope, still pressing on to fulfill that which will please his master. That is the definition of holiness. Separated from so many things that he would have done because he's a skilled man, but he's separated to fulfill an agenda. And his motivation for this form of alignment is the love that he has for his God. Such men can't die by Boko Haram. They can't die by blight. They can't die by bomb. Because they are in league with the author of eternity. And their heart is bounded to him by love.
You heard all the rubbish, you were just jumping here and there. He always talk about people. He always gossip about people. And you see, why people left this guy now, this Osayi man, since Origbo left him, Origbo has been reigning. He's been reigning. Since then, he left him behind. That's how he boasted I can kill Origbo. My people, this guy too left him. He said he's not doing again. My people, I'm tired of this society of a thing. No, I don't even know what to suggest. To wishing people death because of money. He cannot even argue anything biblically. He will turn it to curses, to anger, to insults. His own brother died in the hands of kidnapper. They left his body by the roadside. His biological brother, biological brother, after he paid ransom of 10 million, he said he paid. See who is talking rubbish, trash on the pulpit. My people, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Bye for now.